how are you doing? This is Pastor Cheryl. This is like super early in the morning, and I decided to do another little video. It's kind of a homily. We are going through a Bible study of the Synoptic Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, using the parallel Gospels. It's an old textbook of mine from seminary from way, way back. And then I am showing you also with the big purple Bible that we have been using, the giant Bible. Okay, it doesn't matter. It says the same thing. But anyway, with a comparison to Matthew, Mark, and Luke, but Matthew came after Mark and Luke and compiled it. And so, if we're going to do a Bible study on Matthew or Mark or Luke, we should do one on Matthew because he has it all together. And so, anyway, I'm in my shawl. I got my morning drink. We're starting at the Lucan infancy narrative. And this is Luke 1 through 4. It goes on to Luke 1, 5 through 25. Insomuch as many have undertaken to compile a narrative of the things which have been accomplished amongst us, just as they were delivered to us by those from the beginning, were eyewitnesses and ministers of the word. It seems good to me also, having followed all things closely for some time in the past, to write orderly account to you, most excellent Theophilus, that you may know the truth concerning these things which have been informed. This guy is kind of a tongue twister, the way he talks. This next section is called the promise of the Baptist's birth. This is John the Baptist. Remember, John the Baptist was a baby at the same time Jesus was. Elizabeth, his mother, was pregnant during the same time that Mary, they were cousins, they were relatives, and Mary was pregnant with Jesus at the same time. So you got to cover both, because both of these babies were very influenced by one another and worked together in the ministry. John the Baptist came first. And then after he was killed, then Jesus decided to come out of this shell, and start doing the ministry. But anyway, this is in the days of Herod, verse 5, king of Judea, there was a priest named Zechariah, the division of Abadiah, and he had a wife and the daughters of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth. And they were both righteous before God, walking in all commandments, ordinances, and the Lord blameless. But they had no child, because Elizabeth was barren, and both were advanced in years. Some translations will try to make them sound like they're both 80. I think they're really closer to 40. They used to count years as moons. That's months. So when when they finally tell you their age, divide them into months, and you're going to get something more realistic. Now, while he was serving as a priest before God, while his division was on duty, according to the custom of the priesthood, it fell to him by lot, and to enter the temple of the Lord and incense. And the whole multitude of the people were praying outside at the hour of incense. And there appeared to him an angel of the Lord, standing at the right hand of the altar of incense. And Zechariah was troubled when he saw him, and fear fell on him. But the angel, they think it was Gabriel, said to him, "Do not be afraid, Zechariah, for your prayer was heard, and your wife Elizabeth will bear you a son, and you shall call him John. Here I got a whole bunch of copious notes on this one. Decided 800 priests. There was 800 priests, so he got it by lot, and it just so happened, Next page. Okay, you can see the book. And you will have joy and gladness, and many will rejoice at his birth, for he will be great before the Lord, and he shall drink no wine, or no strong drink, that they think is an indication of a Nazarite. Jesus was a Nazarite, okay. And he will be filled with the Holy Spirit, even from his mother's womb. We do know that of John. And he will turn away the sons of Israel to the Lord their God, and will go before them in the spirit of power of Elijah, to turn hearts of the fathers to the children, and the disobedient to the wisdom of the just, to make ready the Lord, people of preparedness. This is a quotation, I think this is from Isaiah, and they put it in Luke. Verse 18, and Zechariah said to the angel, how do I know this? I am an old man, and my wife is advanced in years. And the angel answered him, I am Gabriel, who stand in the presence of God. I will speak to you and bring you this good news. And behold, you will be silent and unable to speak until the day of those things come to pass, because you did not believe in my words, which will be fulfilled in their name. And the people were waiting for Zechariah, and they wondered at his delay in the temple. And then when he came out, he could not speak to them, and they perceived that he had seen a vision in the temple, and he made signs to them and remained dumb. And then, well, my dog's kind of knocking things around back there. And when this time of service ended, he went home. After those days, Elizabeth conceived, and for 5 months hid herself, saying, this is the Lord has done to me in these days. He looked upon me to take away my reproach amongst men. Anyway, they said advanced years. The people in the Mideast are much like they were today as they were back then. They live to the ripe old age of 50. Even though today we have modern science and we have antibiotics, it seems like they do succumb to pneumonia or something around age 50 and pass away. And so when they say ripe old age, I'm thinking they're really talking about people in their 40s. And yes, people in their 40s still can have children. My grandmother had her last child when she was about 41 or 42. They had children prior to this. So, it wasn't that hard on her. So she just, a tough old bird. She lived to be 102. My grandmother Steiner, my mother's mother. And, which was remarkable. That was remarkable. That someone would actually live that long. On that side of the family, they do. They do live a long time. Yeah. I have a friend who's from Germany, and she said that there are people, because she says, where are they from? And I said, well, Brandenburg, Germany. They were from around there. And she goes, oh, there's pockets of people in Europe that live as old as Methuselah. And she thought it was funny, would laugh and thought it was funny. Anyway, Jesus grew up with John the Baptist. Jesus and John. They grew up together because they were cousins, and they were approximately the same age. And so here we've got Elizabeth, who's pregnant, and she's an older lady. She's probably closer to 40. Some people think it's 80. No, it's 40. And so, anyway, because people didn't live that long back then. Like I said, they lived to be about 50 and died. And if someone got to be 75, which we would consider more normal, they were remarkably old back then. Because people just didn't live very long. You know, tuberculosis, pneumonia. I'm serious. They had that. Other problems too. And so, here I have notes all through this. I'm looking at them. And this is something I used when I was both undergrad as a religion major and then seminary, which had to be close to 30 years ago. So, anyway, this is the end of, because I'm noticing I'm running out of time here. And I like to make these short because the phone will just turn off. I'm serious. It'll go bloop, you know. So I should let you get going. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.